In the unending dark, the galaxy holds its breath. A galactic map spanning 50 galaxies. Points of light represent civilizations. Then, a single silent pulse. An energy wave from the cosmic infinite Ascension God Stone ripples outward from a tiny, insignificant blue dot on the edge of the Orion Spur. Where it passes, lights flicker. Great fleets pause their silent patrols. Ancient beings, dormant for millennia, stir from their slumber. From a Dyson sphere surrounding a dying star, an ancient voice begins to speak. That signature. I have not felt it since the Dawn Wars. The cosmic infinite stone has awakened. Someone has been deemed worthy. The interior of a vast, sterile throne room of a galactic empire. Alarms flash silently. An aide scrambles towards a stoic emperor. My lord, the celestial resonance cascade, it's been triggered. From a primitive sector. The emperor eyes start narrowing. Primitive? No, not anymore. Send the listening posts. I want to know everything. From a black hole's event horizon, another ancient voice began to speak. 7 territory fetal, 3 ascension. Erased in an instant. The bearer is dangerous. From the galactic core itself, the third ancient voice says, dangerous? No, dangerous implies we could fight. This is beyond dangerous. This is existential. We must observe. We must learn. We must not provoke. The Haven, formerly Camp Dawn. 3 days later, the settlement is rebuilding, but differently now. There's a permanence to the structures, a hope in the eyes of the people. The garden has expanded again, now covering several acres, its glow a beacon visible for miles. They've renamed themselves Haven, a place of safety in a broken world. Maya, walking through the garden with Lorenzo, the key of sovereignty glowing softly on her wrist. 3 days since the sky screamed. 3 days since those things vanished. And still no word from the mountain. Maybe we don't need word. Maybe silence is his way of saying you're safe now. The key hasn't pulsed with warning once. I saw kids playing by the west wall today, Maya. Actually playing. They're not scared. I know. But that's a fragile piece. Safe? With 34 divine vein fleets scattered across the galaxy, carrying stories of what happened here. With 50 galaxies now aware of this little blue world? We're not safe, Lorenzo. We're just momentarily unthreatened. Finn out of breath running to Maya. Maya! Finn yells the mountain. It's doing something. They turn. The mountain, the camouflaged peak, is glowing. Not with the soft light of the gate, but with a deep, rhythmic pulse, like a heartbeat. The ground trembles gently. The key on Maya's wrist pulses in perfect synchronization. Grace at observation, shouting, the energy readings are off the scale. Whatever's happening in there, it's bigger than anything we've seen. It's like he's becoming something new. This is Ascension, Year 0, Episode 12. Inside Ethelgard, a realm born from Kai's will, an unnatural stillness had fallen. The rivers of light ceased their flow. The celestial trees held their breath, and every creature stood frozen in a moment of perfect silence. It was as if the entire world was waiting, its gaze fixed on the figure floating at its heart. Before Kai, the cosmic infinite Ascension God Stone pulsed with a gentle, patient rhythm, its ancient consciousness a silent observer. The voice of his domain steward, now tinged with a profound awe it had never held before, echoed in the quiet space. Master, your cultivation base has reached the absolute peak of the nascent soul realm. You stand on the 8th anchor. The 9 shatterings of your extreme core, an unprecedented feat, have forged a foundation stronger than any recorded in the annals of this universe. The energy released by the stone's awakening has been a catalyst, accelerating your growth to speeds beyond comprehension. You are on the verge of not one, but multiple breakthroughs. Kai's eyes remained closed, his body a conduit for immense, swirling power. He felt it, a profound vibration resonating from the core of his being. I can feel it, he murmured, his voice calm despite the storm within. My nascent soul is restless. It's yearning for something more. It wants to purify, to clarify. It no longer wishes to be a mere reflection of me, it seeks to become truth itself. That is the next step, the steward confirmed. The Clarity Soul Realm, the 9th anchor. This is a special, unique realm, a path often overlooked by cultivators who chase only raw power. But it is absolutely essential for those who seek true, untainted understanding. This breakthrough will not significantly increase your destructive power. Instead, it will heighten your perception, your grasp of truth. It will grant you the ability to see existence as it truly is, stripped of all illusions, biases, and appearances. A simple, resolute command left Kai's lips. Show me. Instantly, a shimmering miniature version of Kai, his nascent soul, detached from his shoulder and floated before his face. But instead of intensifying its golden glow, a remarkable transformation began. It started to clarify. It was like watching a turbulent, muddy pond settle over eons, each speck of dirt slowly sinking until the water became pristine. It was like a dense morning fog being burned away by an irrefutable sun. All the impurities, the subtle emotional biases he carried, the unconscious assumptions that guided his thoughts, the inherited beliefs he had never questioned, all began to dissolve, fading away like smoke into the vastness of his domain. In that moment of pure introspection, Kai's inner voice spoke with newfound certainty. I see myself. For the first time, I truly see myself. Not as the hero I aspire to be, not as the monster my enemies perceive. Simply as I am. The nascent soul became utterly transparent. Not invisible, but like a flawless crystal, perfectly and brutally honest. Etched within its crystalline form, every facet of Kai's being was laid bare. His boundless love for humanity, a radiant, warm light. His simmering rage at betrayal, a dark, crackling storm. His unyielding determination to protect the innocent, a shield of adamant. His deep-seated fear of failure, a cold, sharp shard. And his unquenchable hope for the future, a single, brilliant star. It was all there, in perfect, terrifying balance. The domain steward's voice returned, softer now. The clarity soul reveals truth, but truth, master, is rarely comfortable. You now see yourself completely. The good, the bad, the noble. The flawed, the incomplete. That last word snagged in Kai's consciousness. Incomplete? What do you mean? A long, significant pause hung in the air before the steward spoke again. Master, there is a fundamental concept you must now understand. A truth I have waited to reveal until you possess the clarity to perceive it without shattering your will. You are, in your current state, an incomplete being. Kai's focus sharpened, a flicker of disbelief coloring his thoughts. Incomplete? I've shattered my core 9 times. I've walked the path of 4 separate Taos. I've forged a world from nothing. How can I be incomplete? Because you have cultivated only one side of the coin, the steward explained patiently. You have mastered the Tao of creation, but where is its opposite, destruction? You have embraced the Tao of life, but where is its counterpart, death? You embody the Tao of order, but where is its balance, chaos? Existence itself is a symphony of opposition. Light requires shadow to cast a form. Growth necessitates decay to make way for the new. You have cultivated only half of what your true potential could be. The revelation struck Kai with the force of a physical blow. He felt a dizzying sense of vertigo, as if the very foundation of his cultivation had just been ripped out from under him. Half? All this time I've been cultivating half a Tao? Not half a Tao, master. Half a self. Every truly complete being, from the smallest microbe to the grandest cosmic entity, contains these opposing forces. They do not cancel each other out, they create a dynamic tension, and it is from this tension that true limitless power is born. You have the power to build universes, to give life, to establish order, but you lack the power to end them. And without the ability to end, to bring about a final conclusion, your creations are fragile, temporary constructs. They are utterly dependent on your continued existence to sustain them. They cannot stand on their own. Kai processed the immense implications. It made a terrifying kind of sense. So I need destruction, death, chaos. But how? How do I cultivate principles that are antithetical to everything I am, everything I fought for? That, the steward replied, is the great question you must now answer. But first, your newfound clarity allows you to perceive more. There are other secrets, buried truths of existence that you should know. A new layer of reality seemed to peel back in Kai's perception. The steward continued, You have heard legends of realms beyond the 33rd anchor, the so-called immortal realms, the celestial god realms. You may have wondered why, in all your travels and ascensions, you have never encountered a single being from these legendary planes. Kai's mind raced. I assumed they were distant, inaccessible, simply beyond my perception. No, master, the steward's voice was grave. They are gone, destroyed. Kai's eyes snapped open, his irises contracting into pinpricks. The crystalline nascent soul trembled. The weight of those two words, destroyed, hit him with a psychic force that made his own realm shudder. Destroyed? Entire realms? All of them? By what? By a being, the steward stated, the words themselves seeming to carry a forbidden's power. One being. I cannot tell you its name, not yet. The very knowledge, the mere utterance of the name, is a beacon that could draw its attention. And you are not ready. But I can tell you this. The immortal realms, the god realms, the fabled heavenly courts, all of them fell. Their gods were slain, their heavens torn asunder. The powerhouses who survived the cataclysm fled into the darkest corners of existence. They created pocket dimensions, hidden realms, scattered like dust across the forgotten edges of the universe. They wait there still, scattered and isolated, nursing their wounds, plotting and hoping. The scale of it was incomprehensible. How many survived? Enough to rebuild. Enough to matter, but they are hidden for a reason. They are terrified. If you wish to find them, you will have to search the void. And more importantly, you will have to become worthy of their attention to prove you are not a threat, but a potential ally. A cold dread mixed with burning curiosity filled Kai. And the realms above the 33rd anchor? The ones beyond the god-venerable rank you spoke of? The steward's pause was heavier than a dying star. There are more, many more. The anchor realms, the 33 steps from mortal to God, they are merely the foundation. The welcome mat to reality. Above them stretch infinities you cannot imagine. But those higher realms, they are different. They do not operate by the same rules of cultivation and Tao you understand. And they are watched, carefully. Kai's breath caught in his throat. Watched by whom? By the one who destroyed the immortal realms, the steward answered, its voice a low whisper that seemed to chill the very light in Ethelgerd. And by others like it, the universe is not empty, master. It is merely quiet. It is holding its breath. It is waiting for the next move on a cosmic scale. And with your ascension to the Clarity Soul realm, you have just stepped onto the board. Kai's voice trembling slightly with a mix of fear and resolve. You said I need destruction, death, chaos. I am ready. Show me what true destruction looks like. The domain steward's voice is a calm, resonant hum. I cannot show you, master. That is a sight no being can gift to another. But you can show yourself, extend your divine sense, let it travel the universe. Seek the balance you lack. Kai takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. The world of Ethelgerd fades. His consciousness, a silver thread of light, surges outward. Pushed by his newly clarified soul, it accelerates, leaving Ethelgerd as a blue-green marble, then Earth, then the familiar planets of the solar system. His divine sense becomes a comet of thought, streaking through the vast, silent expanse. It weaves through shimmering, colorful nebulae where new stars are born, skirts the edges of colossal black holes that warp spacetime into dizzying spirals, and punches through unseen dimensions where the laws of physics are alien and strange. It moves faster than light, faster than thought, a desperate search for an answer it doesn't yet comprehend. Then, it finds it. A profound wrongness in the cosmic tapestry. In a desolate corner of the universe, far from any galaxy, lies a region of space that is pure absence. A void within the void. Here, a being of unimaginable scale floats in the chilling silence. It is the size of a star system, a monstrous silhouette against the nothingness. Its form is darkness made solid, a constantly shifting, amorphous mass that consumes everything light, matter, energy, even abstract concepts like hope and memory. Around it, the very fabric of reality frays and dissolves like old cloth. This is the god of destruction. Kai's voice a whisper carried on the cosmic winds, filled with terror and awe. What is it doing? The steward's voice echoes in Kai's mind, a steady presence in the face of cosmic horror. Watch. Learn. This is the lesson you sought. The god of destruction stirs. With a slow, inexorable movement, it begins to pull. Entire galactic arms, like glittering ribbons of diamonds, are drawn toward it. Nebulae, vast clouds of gas and dust, collapse into streams of matter. Clusters of stars are snuffed out as they are pulled into the abyss. It does not eat them. It absorbs them. Their matter, their energy, their very existence is unmade and becomes part of its own infinite, dark essence. And as it consumes, it grows. The void it creates expands. Kai's voice strained with horror. It's destroying everything, the whole universe, it's going to consume it all. There's no reason, no mercy. The steward voice answers, yes, that is its purpose, to unmake, to bring all things to their end. But the end is never truly the end. Watch what happens next. Through Kai's accelerated perception, millennia flash by in seconds. The god of destruction continues its silent, relentless work. Galaxies fall like dominoes. Star systems vanish in puffs of extinguished light. The universe shrinks, collapsing inward, consumed by this single, solitary being. Finally, after an eternity compressed into a moment, the last particle of the universe is absorbed. There is nothing left, no matter, no energy, no light, no dark. Only the god of destruction floating in an absolute, perfect nothingness. Kai's consciousness feels the crushing loneliness. It's alone, the universe is gone. It won, but what did it win? The steward answers him, it did not win. It fulfilled its nature. It is not gone, it has been transformed. Now, wait. The god of destruction floats in the silent void for what feels like an eternity. Time has no meaning here. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, a change begins. The infinite power the god consumed, the compressed energy of an entire universe, begins to leak. Not violently, but as a gentle, natural release, like steam from a cooling stone. It seeps out, forming shimmering clouds of primordial matter, the first sparks of light, the fundamental building blocks of a new existence. Kai's awe dawning in his voice. It's releasing everything. It's creating again. It cannot help it. The steward says destruction is consumption, but nothing can contain infinity forever. The power must be released, and as it is released, creation begins anew. The god of destruction shrinks as its power dissipates. Its form becomes less solid, more translucent, a ghost of its former self. And from the energy it bleeds, a new universe bursts into being. Glowing nebulae swirl into existence. Stars ignite, planets form, and on them, the first seeds of life take root. When the last of the power is gone, the god of destruction is nothing but a dry, empty husk, a hollow shell floating in the vibrant new universe it has unintentionally created. Then something miraculous happens. The husk shudders. From within, a brilliant light emerges, cracking the dark shell. The shell shatters, and from it rises a new being, radiant, beautiful, pulsing with creative energy. The god of creation. Kai's voice filled with dawning comprehension. It became the god of creation, the same being, just transformed. The domain steward begins to speak. Destruction and creation are not separate forces. They are two faces of the same coin. The same cycle. The destroyer becomes the creator. The creator will, in time, become the destroyer. Balance, master. This is the nature of balance, but Kai's vision is not over. As the new god of creation begins to shape the new universe, Kai's sense perceives something else, a discordant ripple in the fabric of existence, originating from another reality. Another god of destruction, different from the first, approaches a different, young universe teeming with life. As this god crosses the dimensional boundary, its nature is warped. The laws of this new universe are incompatible with its own. Its form becomes unstable, unpredictable. It no longer follows the cycle. It becomes something new, something terrifying. The steward's voice hushed with an ancient awe that borders on fear, the god of chaos. When a god of destruction enters a universe not its own, it transcends its purpose. It becomes bound by no laws, no cycles, no patterns. It becomes true chaos, unpredictable, uncontrollable, eternal. Chaos is everywhere? Why haven't I seen it before? Kai asks. The steward answers, chaos is the space between the threads of order. It is the randomness that allows for free will. The uncertainty that makes a choice meaningful. But there is no god of chaos in any universe, not originally. They are born only when a destroyer crosses boundaries. And when they are born, nothing is safe. Kai watches in horror as the god of chaos moves through the new universe. It doesn't destroy or create. It changes things. Randomly. Unpredictably. A civilization of sentient crystals is transformed into a cloud of screaming gas. Stars flicker in and out of existence like faulty lamps. The very concept of reality becomes fluid and uncertain. Kai's voice tight with fear. That's terrifying. It's madness. The steward speaks. Chaos is neither good nor evil. It simply is. Like destruction. Like creation, you must learn to understand it, master. Not to become it, but to balance it. You have an affinity for creation, you now understand destruction. And you must learn to navigate the chaos that exists between them. Kai withdraws his divine sense, his consciousness snapping back into his body. I saw it. The cycle, the balance. Life needs death. Creation needs destruction. Without one, the other is meaningless, and now you understand why you are incomplete. The steward says, you have cultivated only the light. The shadow within you remains empty, but understanding is the first step to mastery. Kai opens his eyes in Ethelgerd. He is profoundly changed, not in raw power, but in wisdom. His eyes hold the ancient memory of universes being born and dying. He looks down at himself, at the simple, worn cultivation robes he's had since his return. For the first time they feel utterly insufficient. He is no longer the man who crawled out of the dirt of betrayal. He is something more. Kai's voice steady, resonant with newfound power, reality manipulation. The air around him shimmers. Threads of golden light weave themselves out of thin air, forming a new fabric, not cloth, but manifested concept. The tunic is as black as the void between stars. The accents are as gold as the light of creation. The trim is as silver white as the clarity of his new understanding. The outfit takes shape around him, a fitted open-chested tunic revealing his chest. Adorned with golden accessories that glow with geometric patterns, circuits of pure energy pulsing with his heartbeat. Structured golden shoulder armor appears, decorated with intricate details that shift and flow like living mandalas. Long flowing sashes trail from his arms, covered in delicate gold patterns that shimmer. Gold chains wrap around his arms and wrists, each link a tiny containment field. A long, layered skirt-like garment drapes to the ground, its golden designs accentuating the hem. Behind his head, a glowing halo-like ornament manifests a ring of living light. Rotating slowly, each rotation marking a cycle of existence he now understands. Kai looks at his new form, his voice calm and certain. This is who I am now, not a survivor, not a cultivator. A sovereign, a guardian. A being who has seen the birth and death of universes and has chosen to protect one tiny world within one. The domain steward has a hint of pride in its cosmic voice. The form suits you, master? But more importantly, your understanding has deepened. Your breakthrough to the Clarity Soul realm is complete. Soul Clarity Realm, 9th Anchor, achieved. Truth perceived. Balance understood. But I'm not done, as Kai speaks with a determined voice. The Clarity Soul showed me truth. Now I need power to act on that truth. Next realm. The breakthrough to Soul Transformation Realm, 10th Anchor. Kai's now crystalline nascent soul begins to transform. It doesn't just clarify, it matures, grows, becomes something independent yet connected. The steward starts to speak. The soul transformation realm is where the soul becomes capable of independent action. Your nascent soul can now leave your body, travel vast distances, act on your behalf. It is no longer a passenger, it is a partner. Like having two of me, Kai said. Not two, one being, two manifestations. Your soul and body are now distinct but unified. When one acts, the other knows. When one learns, the other understands. The nascent soul expands, its form becoming more detailed, more real. It opens its eyes, and they hold the same wisdom as Kai's. It smiles. Kai's nascent soul speaks, saying, we are one, we are two. We are enough. Soul transformation, 10th Anchor, achieved. Soul independence gained. Dual consciousness activated. The breakthrough to Divine Vein Realm, 11th Anchor. Kai's energy channels, his meridians begin to transform. They glow with new light, new purpose. They connect not just to his core but to the universe itself. The steward begins to talk about the Divine Vein Realm. The Divine Vein Realm connects you directly to cosmic energy sources. You no longer need to cultivate in the traditional sense. Energy flows to you naturally. Stars feed you. Nebulae nourish you. The cosmic background radiation sustains you. I become part of the universe's energy cycle. Kai asked the steward. Precisely, the steward answered. You are no longer a cultivator drawing power. You are a node in the cosmic network, receiving and transmitting. Divine Vein Realm, 11th Anchor, achieved. Cosmic energy connection established. Power self-sustaining. The breakthrough to Divine Territory Realm, 12th Anchor. This is the moment. Kai's will, now clarified and strengthened, reaches outward. It doesn't just touch reality, it claims it. The divine territory realm is where a cultivator's will becomes external reality. Your territory will be a manifestation of your Tao, creation, sovereignty, order, evolution projected outward. Within that territory, you are effectively omnipotent. How large? Kai asked. The steward begins to answer Kai's questions. Initially, perhaps a few hundred meters. With cultivation, it can expand to encompass a city, a continent, a world. And mine? With my Quad Tao foundation, my extreme core, my connection to the stone? My understanding of the balance between creation and destruction? The steward took a long pause to calculate. That he answered. Unknown. Your foundation is unprecedented. Your territory may be similarly unprecedented. Then let's find out. Kai stated. A sphere of light expands from Kai slowly at first, then faster. It passes through the walls of his citadel, through the trees of Ethelgerd, through the animals which stir, touched by his will, and grow stronger. It reaches the boundaries of his realm and stops. The steward begins to speak. Your territory has encompassed all of Ethelgerd. Diameter, approximately 12,000 kilometers, the size of Earth itself. This is unusually large for a first-step divine territory. That's just the beginning. Kai states. The territory pushes. It presses against the dimensional boundaries of Ethelgerd, and the boundaries yield. The realm expands, reality bending to accommodate Kai's growing domain. New landforms, continents, oceans, mountain ranges. New life springs into existence, animals that never were, plants that sing, ecosystems that function with perfect harmony. The realm is growing, your territory is actively creating. This is unprecedented. Divine territories impose will on existing reality. Yours is generating new reality. Because my Tao is creation. Of course it generates. Divine territory realm, 12th anchor. Minor step 1 achieved. The territory doesn't stop. It continues to expand, now outpacing Ethelgerd's growth, pressing against the very fabric of dimensional space. The realm's boundaries become elastic, stretching, accommodating. New ecosystems form: deserts, oceans, ice fields, floating islands. The animals begin to develop intelligence, looking toward Kai's citadel with something like worship. Ethelgerd is now the size of a small planet larger than Earth. Mountains touch clouds that never existed before. Rivers flow to oceans that were empty yesterday. The domain steward's voice is now tinged with genuine shock. Master, your advancement rate is impossible. You've achieved 3 minor steps in hours. This should take decades, centuries even. The stone's energy is still within me, Kai stated. The clarity from the 9th anchor showed me how to use it efficiently. Everything is connected. Ethelgerd reaches the size of a gas giant, dozens of times Earth's mass. The pocket dimension is now a fully realized world, with weather patterns, ecosystems, and a functioning biosphere. Kai's citadel sits at its center, a mountain of crystalline light that pierces the artificial sky. Kai opens his eyes and speaks, saying, "Stop." The expansion halts. Kai floats in the center of his new world, a planet-sized realm of his own creation. His territory now encompasses everything. Every inch of this new world is under his absolute authority. Master, you have reached the 4th minor step of the divine territory realm in a single breakthrough session. I have no words. Your combat ceiling against other divine territory beings is now, you can fight any up to the 4th step as equals. Your own 4th step foundation, combined with your extreme core, makes you effectively unbeatable within that range. And beyond? Kai asked. Against 5th step and above, you would need to exert significant effort. Victory is possible, but not guaranteed. Against territory fetal, 13th anchor, you would still lose. But the gap has narrowed. You would not be instantly destroyed. Good, because I'm not done, but first, I made promises. Kai pauses before descending. Remembering the apocalypse system. Wait, one more thing. The apocalypse system that came to Earth. The one that let humans choose traits, what was it really? The steward took a long pause before speaking. You are ready for this truth, Master. The apocalypse system is not a punishment. It is not an invasion. It is a lifeline. A lifeline? It destroyed civilization, killed billions. It came because Earth was dying. Not from the system, from natural causes. Your planet's core was unstable. In millions of years, it would have imploded, taking all life with it. The system was sent to give your species a chance, Sent by whom? The steward answers Kai. By existence itself. The universe has a will, master not conscious, but purposeful. It seeks to preserve life, to help it spread, to prevent extinction. When a planet is doomed, whether by stellar instability, approaching supernova, or cosmic catastrophe, the apocalypse system activates. It gives the beings on that world a choice: stay and die, or gain power and leave. The traits. The 4 traits per being. Exactly. The steward answered, the traits are not random. They are tailored to each being's potential, designed to give them the best chance of survival. Some get combat traits to fight their way off-world. Some get crafting traits to build ships. Some get mental traits to find allies or solutions. Most beings in the universe, including the divine vein fleets that threatened you, got their powers from this very system. So Earth's apocalypse was just the universe saying, get out before it's too late. Yes, the emergence was not an attack. It was an evacuation notice. The monsters, the chaos, the danger, they were side effects. The system cannot control how beings use their new powers. Some use them to help, some use them to harm. That is not the system's fault. That is choice. And the ones who didn't get traits? The billions who died. The steward gently speaks, saying, not everyone can be saved. The system has limits. It gives the maximum number of beings a chance, but some will always be lost. That is the tragedy of existence. That is why those who survive must build something worth the cost. Kai absorbs this. The weight of it, the billions dead, the survivors struggling, the universe's desperate attempt to save what it could settles on him. So I'm not just protecting survivors. I'm protecting the universe's investment, the life it tried to save. You are, and now with your power, you can ensure that investment pays dividends. Kai nods with determination. Then let's go meet my neighbors. For hours, the settlement of Haven had watched the mountain, a silent sentinel to the monumental event that had transpired. The pulsing light, once a beacon of cosmic power, had subsided, leaving an eerie calm. An undeniable sense of awe, of destiny fulfilled, hung heavy in the air, a palpable anticipation vibrating through every soul. Then, with a slow, deliberate grace that defied all natural laws, the mountain began to part. The colossal peak simply opened. Like a flower unfurling its petals, a pathway of smooth, glowing stone extended from its base. And walking down that ethereal path for the very first time was Kai. This was not the Kai they remembered. He moved with effortless majesty, clad in robes of deepest black and shimmering gold, alive with an inner light. His presence was a balm, calm, and warm, yet utterly undeniable, a force of nature made manifest. A profound silence descended upon Haven, broken only by the soft rustle of wind through the makeshift shelters. Then, as one, a wave of sound erupted, sharp gasps, choked cries, reverent whispers. People, overwhelmed by the sheer divinity before them, fell to their knees, their faces etched with fear and reverence. Others stood frozen, tears streaming down their cheeks, unable to tear their gaze from the radiant figure. Children, innocent and unburdened by adult fears, pointed with wide-eyed wonder, their small voices barely audible. Maya steps forward, her voice steady despite her shaking hands, the key pulsing in recognition. Sovereign, we don't know how to address you. We don't know what to say, but thank you for everything. Kai reaching the edge of the settlement, his presence radiating calm, not power. Stand up, all of you. His voice was soft, yet it resonated deep within their bones, a melody of peace. I don't want worship, I want neighbors. He paused, his gaze sweeping across Haven at the garden, the people working together. You've done well, you survived, you built, you hoped. That's more than most, and now I understand something I didn't before. Maya speaks asking, what? Kai begins to answer Maya. The apocalypse wasn't a punishment, it was a chance. A desperate gift from a universe that didn't want you to die. You are the ones who took that chance and made something of it. That makes you special. That makes you worth protecting. As Kai spoke, a profound energy began to stir. He raised his hands, and from them, streams of golden light erupted. They spread across the planet, weaving together like threads of destiny, forming an immense planet-wide network of glowing runes. The very air crackled with nascent power. The domain steward's voice projected so all can hear. For the first time, the Sovereign is activating Planetary Defense Formation, Aegis of Terra. This formation will shield the planet from orbital bombardment. Dampen the energy of any being above the divine territory realm attempting to land. Heal the environmental damage caused by the emergence. Accelerate the growth of crops and purification of water sources. Warn the sovereign of any hostile intent toward this world or its inhabitants. The runes pulsed once, a final brilliant flash, then sank into the earth, becoming invisible to the eye but profoundly felt. The air itself seemed cleaner, lighter, imbued with a fresh vitality. People instinctively breathed deeper. A new sense of security settling over them. Maya, awestruck, begins to speak. You just turned Earth into a fortress. A garden with walls. There's a difference, now. As he spoke, a small, crystalline key manifested in Kai's outstretched hand. It glowed with a soft rainbow light. He held it out to Maya, his gaze steady and full of trust. This is the key of sovereignty. It grants you authority over the planetary formations. Not control, I retain that, but authority. You can adjust shields, monitor threats, coordinate defenses. You can protect your people even when I'm occupied. Maya stares at the key, her hands trembling. I'm just a survivor. A former logistics officer. I'm not worthy of? Kai gently placing the key in her hands as he interrupts Maya, saying, You organized hundreds of people into a community. You kept hope alive when gods were fighting in your sky. You named me sovereign before I earned it. You are worthy. Maya clutched the key, tears finally falling freely, not of sorrow, but of overwhelming gratitude and a dawning sense of purpose. Around her, the people of Haven watched, and for the first time, they didn't feel like mere survivors. They felt like citizens. Like a civilization reborn. Kai returned to the mountain, but instead of entering his newly formed realm, he stopped at the peak. He looked out at the world. His world, a vast expanse of green and blue, now protected, now thriving. A profound decision settled within him. Kai speaks to the steward. Ethelgerd is a world now. But it's still separate. Hidden. It's time to bring it into the light. Master, revealing your realm to the mortal population could have unforeseen consequences. They may seek to enter. Some may have ill intent. Then we'll know, and we'll deal with it. But hiding forever isn't protection, it's isolation. These people need to see what they're part of, what they can aspire to. With that declaration, Kai raised his arms once more. The dimensional boundary between Earth and Ethelgerd began to shimmer, then clear like a thick fog burning away under the morning sun. Above the mountain, a new world became visible. Ethelgerd hung in the air like a second moon, a celestial jewel of impossible beauty. Crystalline mountains pierced skies of vibrant hues, glowing forests pulsed with arcane energy, and oceans of pure light shimmered. At its very center, the citadel of dawn rose, a structure that seemed to sing with contained power. The people of Haven stared, utterly speechless, their mouths agape. Children pointed with trembling fingers. Adults wept openly, not in sorrow but in overwhelming awe, their hearts swelling with a vision of unimaginable grandeur. Some fell to their knees not in worship, but in profound, humbling reverence for the miracle unfolding before them. Maya speaks, but in a whisper. He didn't just protect us. He gave us something to look at, something to hope for. That's not a fortress, that's a promise, Lorenzo says with awe. Kai didn't stop with revelation. He raised his hands again, and around Ethelgerd, new formations activated. A barrier that will repel any being with hostile intent. A welcome gate for those who come in peace. A training ground where worthy mortals can grow stronger. A library containing knowledge of cultivation, history, and the universe. A garden where the rarest spiritual plants can grow. The steward speaks saying, Master, you're building a civilization. A divine territory in the truest sense. Not just a place of power, but a place of growth. This will be the center, the heart. From here, I will protect Earth. From here, I will guide humanity. From here, I will face whatever comes next. And from here, humanity will reach for the stars. Kai closed his eyes, his mind expanding. His omniversal understanding, now enhanced by 4 profound breakthroughs, began generating techniques. For now, Sovereign's word, a personal shield that adapts to any attack, a testament to his protective nature. Ethelgerd's call, a summons that brings him instantly to any point in his territory, binding him to his new realm. Clarity of purpose, a technique that reveals truth and exposes lies, a beacon against deception. Balance's touch, A healing technique that restores not just body, but soul, mending the deepest wounds. For the future, Genesis Blade. A weapon formed from pure creation, capable of cutting concepts, a tool for shaping reality itself. Void Step. Dimensional travel that can reach any point in the universe, transcending all boundaries. Cycles Embrace. A technique that channels both creation and destruction, embodying the fundamental forces of existence. Chaos Navigation. The ability to perceive and navigate chaotic spaces, mastering the unpredictable. These techniques, the steward says with awe. Master, some of them shouldn't be possible at your current realm. The void step alone requires territory-fetal understanding. Then I'll grow into them. That's the point of the future, to become what you plan. A new era begins. The Citadel of Dawn. Kai sits on his throne of living crystal, looking out over his new world. His nascent soul, now a fully realized extension of himself, stands beside him. Kai's nascent soul start to speak. 4 breakthroughs in one session. Clarity, transformation, vein, territory. You've done the impossible. We've done it. Together, Kai said. The domain steward interrupts the conversation of his master and the nascent soul. Master, the realm is stable. The planetary formations are operational. Haven has begun constructing a permanent city. Maya has established a council, a defense force, and a system for welcoming new survivors. They've named it Haven Prime. Good, Kai said. They're building something real. Something worth protecting. And beyond, the steward infers, the galaxy is watching. The divine vein survivors have spread word of the stone's awakening. The last witness's warning is circulating among higher realms. There will be ... reactions. Let them react. Let them come with diplomacy or war. I'm ready for both. Kai stands up, walking to the edge of his citadel, looking out at the stars visible through the dimensional boundary. Behind him, Ethelgerd stretches a world of his creation, a promise of what's to come. But first, I need to understand the balance. Creation needs destruction, life needs death. I've seen the cycle. Now I need to find my place in it. The god of destruction you witnessed, it was not unique. There are others. And somewhere, there are gods of chaos. The ones who crossed boundaries and became something new. If you seek balance, you may need to find them. You are not at the 12th anchor, Master. You are at the 12th anchor with an extreme core foundation, a quad Dao understanding. A clarified soul, an independent soul manifestation, cosmic energy veins, and the backing of the cosmic infinite ascension God Stone. You are not comparable to normal cultivators. Your ceiling is undefined. Kai smiles as he speaks. Good, let them underestimate me. Let them think I'm just another divine territory cultivator. Me. His new robes. Kai stands in his citadel, looking at the stars. His new robes catch the light of his realm. His halo rotates slowly. His eyes hold the memory of universes born and destroyed. Then out through Ethelgerd's boundary, past Earth, past the solar system, into the galaxy beyond, where countless eyes, ancient, powerful, curious, fearful, are now fixed on a single blue-green world and the god who protects it. And in the void between galaxies, something stirs. Something that has watched the cycle of destruction and creation for eternity. Something that has seen the birth of chaos and waited. Something that now, finally, has found something interesting.